So the Thunderwolves with an early 1-0 lead here, and there's a shot that hits the goalpost as we are exactly 4 minutes into this first half between UT with their 8-4 one-loss record, ranked number 17, and the Thunderwolves of Colorado State Pueblo at 1-7. And Connor, for the Spartans, very important to get back in the win column today, because after that 6-game winning streak, they all of a sudden find themselves having lost 2 of their last 3, and even though they were both one-goal losses, all of a sudden it's not quite the season that you thought it was going to be when emotions were high and everyone was feeling great about that winning streak.
Absolutely, Bruce. The Spartans are returning to action for the first time after suffering a really tough loss, 13-12 in Lakeland against number 1 Florida Southern on Tuesday. The number 17 Spartans been very good at home this season, 7-2. As you mentioned, they have a favorable matchup against the Thunderwolves today, but they got to come out of the gate to play. We saw an early goal for Colorado State Pueblo, so this one should be a real nail-biter.
Well, and then we saw the other one that was waved off where it looked like the Thunderwolves all of a sudden were going to have themselves a 2-0 lead. And let's not kid ourselves, 1-7. They obviously are very much looking for a victory, too. They haven't tasted victory since the first game of the season. Ever since then, 7 straight losses. So they're looking to snap a losing streak just as much as Tampa is looking to get back into the win column after, as I mentioned, having lost 2 of their last 3. And Colorado State in possession once again here. So up top with it now, that's Taylor Christensen. Lead the pass. That's Leah Newman. Newman being watched there by Abby Kakanya. And now they work it over to the far side. It's dropped and picked back up by Elise Ingram. Chased into the corner by Emily Stevenson. And now here in the near corner, it's Allie Doyle. Pass in front, and wanting to shoot was Taylor Christensen. Had to outlet a pass that's going to miss. And it'll be chased down and picked up by the Spartans as Emily Stevenson there for the takeaway and plays it back to her goaltender, Bridget Sutter. At the other end of the field, Anne-Marie Horton getting the start in goal this afternoon for Colorado State Pueblo. And now UT starts out of their own end. That's Kayla Kosubinski crossing midfield. A big brace on her left knee this afternoon. Ironically, I noticed during player introductions that Allie Poplar, who has had both knees wrapped all season long, nothing this afternoon. So as her knees apparently get better, Kayla Kosubinski suddenly finding herself needing a little bit of extra help.
Yeah, the Spartans rely heavily on Kosubinski. She enters the match with 19 goals on the season. That's tied for second, along with Caroline Forrester. So getting production from those 3 is important.
Yeah, Kayla Kosubinski was one of 3 Spartans players that had 2 goals in that defeat that you mentioned, Connor, the 13-12 loss at the hands of Florida Southern. And now this is Natalie Caraway with it, up top to Maggie Gladman over to Mallory Wines. Claire Swanson with it. Swanson, a great performance in that defeat. She had 3 goals. And Claire Swanson is the Spartans' leading goal scorer coming into this afternoon with 22. And keep in mind that Claire Swanson is just a sophomore.
Let me see if this works.
So a promising future for the Spartans with her, as evidenced by the 2018 campaign that she's having. There's one out to midfield that misses, and there to corral it for UT is Abby Kakanya, and pushes it up ahead to Claire Swanson. Swanson across the CSU line, and now with a little extra burst of speed, she's chased down into the corner by Elise Ingram. And a pass behind the CSU net. That's Maggie Gladden back there for the Spartans. Gladden ducks under a couple of sticks that were up high, takes a shot, a save made by Horton, and she's able to control the rebound. And Anne-Marie Horton will start this one out with a pass to Ingram. Ingram quickly up ahead to Taylor Christensen. Cross midfield. Christensen looking to gain the Tampa line, does. Their pass connects now. And on the far side, that's Leah Newman. Newman, you see her going back and forth between passing and shooting, and finally there's one that goes wide and out of play. And possession will remain with the Thunderwolves, and they quickly put it back in. And right in the middle, no shot there for Newman, and she backs up. Leaves the pass dropped into the middle for Zierden, who's in traffic. And Zierden has the game's only goal this far. A 5'3" senior from Elk River, Minnesota. And now the Spartans start back in the person of Claire Swanson, who's being chased. And now 2 Thunderwolves around her, and she carries on.
We're seeing in the early goings, the Thunderwolves doing a great job penetrating the middle. All of their shots have been from close range, so assuming the Spartans will look to adjust on the move here.
A nice pass there from Gladden to Swanson. She was unable to control it. The Spartans do maintain possession as Amanda Rahm connected with Allie Poplar, and now Poplar pushes it up top to Shannon Sweeney. On the far side, that's Carly Vaccaro all the way down low. And Rachel Crawford trying to work her way up in front. Instead, Caroline Forrester scores!
Fabulous cut there by Forrester, getting behind her defender. Great pass by Gladden. Saw her cutting. It was a one-on-one with the goalie, and she took advantage. We're all knotted up at 1.
Indeed, great passing and a great finish by Caroline Forrester as she picks up her 20th goal of the season.
Goal Tampa, number 6, Caroline Forrester. The assist to number 13, Rachel Crawford.
We are just about 10 minutes into this first half, 9:46 in specifically. And so the Spartans finally solve Anne-Marie Horton on their 4th shot of the game. And now the draw out of midfield. This will be Alexis Scadillo for UT.
Quick word from Walkabout Australian Cafe and Bakery is South Tampa's newest delight, located at 627 South Howard. Walkabout features authentic meat pies, pastries, and down under delights, open Tuesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. Try us, mates, at Walkabout Cafe and Bakery.
That was Leah Newman for the Thunderwolves, and she controlled the draw and pushes it quickly ahead as Christensen sends a pass ahead. Now passed in front and doesn't connect. The Spartans come out of the pack with it quickly on the move. That's Abby Kakanya. Kakanya showing good speed as she connects up ahead with Maggie Gladden. Gladden had Caroline Forrester cutting. I don't know if she didn't see her, but that would have been a great look at the net for Caroline Forrester after she had just scored to even the game at 1.
Yeah, Forrester, great cuts early on. She is getting her defenders to sleep, and another opportunity there for the Spartans, as you mentioned, if Gladden saw her.
Vaccaro to Gladden, and back behind the net, that's Rachel Crawford. Crawford to Forrester, and Amanda Rahm, and now to Allie Poplar, and pushes it back down in the corner to Gladden once again. Rachel Crawford back there, looking for a white shirt cutting, finds Amanda Rahm up top. Rahm looking in front, nobody there, and opts for Shannon Sweeney in the corner, and she's going to take it in behind the goaltender Horton. Pops out on the other side to Forrester. Amanda Rahm now. Rahm works her way in, tried to get it to Forrester, couldn't, and it's turned over as the Thunderwolves will start out. Rachel Welsen. Welsen, 2 Spartans on her, needs help, and they call that one against UT.
Hard-nosed defense there by the Spartans. That's a spot foul that the Spartans will live with. You want to amp up the physicality of the game, so good with the Spartans. Transition here for the Thunderwolves.
Leah Newman and an errant pass there, corralled by UT. And back they'll come. Carly Vaccaro crosses midfield. Some back and forth action here, Connor, and still no real quality shots on goal. There's a pass and doesn't connect for Vaccaro, and Horton will settle that one.
As you mentioned, another amazing opportunity there for the Spartans. Just cannot convert, but that is the look they'll want. Spartans are best when they're going in transition. Those will pay off, but keep those looks open because they're there.
And back in play, Forrester pushes over to Crawford. And Carly Vaccaro will take it in behind the CSU net. Gladden to Rahm. And up top with Poplar, and she sends it over to Forrester. Back to Poplar again. And no white shirts in front of the net, so the Spartans content to work the perimeter for the time being until they can get an open player. And a good look in one of those prime scoring areas. Crawford, a nice pass down low to Vaccaro, gets under a check, scores!
Very nifty scoop shot there. goes left bottom corner. Money for the Spartans. They take the lead.
Yeah, nice goal by
Goal
Carly
Tampa, number 11, Carly Vaccaro. The assist to number 13, Rachel Crawford.
Rachel Crawford with the assist. So the Spartans, who had fallen behind 1-0, and then as we mentioned, looked temporarily like they had fallen behind 2-0 until the goal was waved off. Have worked their way back, take a 2-1 lead, 12 minutes and 35 seconds into this first half. And for Carly Vaccaro, that is her 8th goal of the season.
Word from Mr. Empanada. The beauty of the empanada is its simplicity. Take any of your favorite cooked foods and imagine them inside a pocket of homemade dough that is cooked perfectly until it is golden brown and piping hot. Our empanadas are a culinary treat with 10 locations around the city. Enjoy Old Tampa flavor at Mr. Empanadas.
Carly Vaccaro gets the goal, Rachel Crawford the assist, and the Spartans able to control the ensuing draw as Claire Swanson connects on a pass there with Alexis Scadillo. Now here's Maggie Gladden quickly behind the CSU net. That's Rachel Crawford faking the pass. Now connects with Swanson in front and is saved by Horton. Swanson able to get the rebound and backing up with the Graham Eber over to Caraway, and now back behind the net is Gladden. Over to Crawford. Mallory winds on the far side of the field up top to Swanson, Caraway. And Connor, they start in this formation where there's no one in front, work the perimeter, and then you see they're slowly starting to have more success as the game goes on and getting some players in behind the defense.
Absolutely. The Spartans have been much more aggressive over the past 5 minutes.
Kosubinski, wow.
Just as we said it, another goal. The Spartans came out of the gate a little bit flat, and we saw that almost 2 goals for the Thunderwolves, only accounted for 1. But over the last 5 minutes, with all Spartans, we're seeing 3 consecutive goals.
Kosubinski puts that one up over the left shoulder of Anne-Marie Horton. A goal that was scored, Connor, from a little farther out than we're used to seeing. The Spartans have a tendency, most of their goals are right in crease area, everything in close. Kosubinski, a good eye there to find that top corner. Yeah,
Kosubinski's been doing it all season long. That is her 20th goal. And as you mentioned, that was from distance. That was a very deep shot, and she just ripped it right past Holton, the defender, going up top, and she gets the goal. And Bruce, we talk about it, the team interchangeable. 3 different players have scored for the Spartans early going, so the teamwork and the chemistry has been spot on of late for the Spartans.
And a good example there, the difference between the men's game and the women's game. We are used to seeing a lot of goals like that in the men's game, and even farther out for that matter. And that one stands out as it is considered, as you say, a shot that's a little bit on the long range side in the women's game. And now we have a draw here with Allie Poplar. And they're also mixing it up with Spartans players on these draws.
If the Spartans continue to operate like this, it should be smooth sailing. So it's a pivotal point in the game for the Thunderwolves right now as we talk, only coming in with a 1-7 record. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out dealing with adversity, if they strike back or kind of concede a little bit to this overwhelming 17th ranked Tampa Spartans unit.
A nice job there by Allie Poplar using her 5'9" advantage against Leah Newman, 5'6", and controlling that draw. And the Spartans go right back on the attack once again. Caraway, pass to Eber, to Swanson. Tampa's number 2 and number 3 goal scorers. Technically, they're tied for second. Forrester and Kosubinski have both scored. So in a sense, you could say just waiting for their number 1 goal scorer, Claire Swanson, to find the back of the net. It's early. Kosubinski scores again.
Kosubinski making a case, trying to take away the leading score. She's now 1 behind Claire Swanson, but 4-1 Spartans, and you can just see that they're beginning to wear out Colorado State Pueblo right now. Terrific ball movement, and to all the young viewers out there, that's how you defeat a defense, by making them work side to side for extended possessions, and now the Spartans are coasting.
Melody Caraway getting the assist. The goal comes at the 14-18 mark. And Monica Potter, the head coach of Colorado State Pueblo, wants a timeout to talk things over with her Thunderwolves troops.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe's menu boasts bold flavor, flavorful smoothies with a healthy appeal, all made to order from the freshest ingredients. Our toasted wraps, sandwiches, flatbreads, and bowls are made fresh with quality meats and cheeses, fresh produce, along with flavorful sauces. Located downtown at 200 North Tampa, just around the corner from the University of Tampa.
Something tells me that they're not having quite the weather in Pueblo, Colorado that we have here in West Central Florida. As I mentioned, it's only 72 degrees and no real sunshine here this afternoon, but good afternoon for Lacrosse nonetheless, as UT probably happy to be back home, even though it was only one game away on the road, kind of licking their wounds after that really tough one-goal defeat on Tuesday over in Lakeland against Florida Southern. A reminder that the Spartans remain home for their next game, 4 o'clock on Wednesday, that's April 4th, when Florida Tech provides the opposition in what will be a Sunshine State Conference matchup, and then they will go on the road for a couple of games. But for the time being, it is the Colorado State University Pueblo Thunderwolves in the first ever meeting between these two teams, at least in terms of the women's lacrosse program. And cross-country trip that I'm sure that the Thunderwolves don't mind making to come to the Sunshine State.
The weather is definitely a great point. You mentioned the Spartans coming in at 8-4, 12 games played this season, whereas the Thunderwolves are only 1-7, 8 games. And I want to know how the players feel coming from a high altitude of Colorado to a different climate here in Tampa, Florida. So maybe that they're starting to get a little bit worn down. They came out of the gate blazing with a lot of pressure. They're orchestrating and getting in the middle, getting great looks. But now you can see a change of pace in the Spartans beginning to take over.
And the Spartans, I just mentioned they were in action on Tuesday. Now it's Saturday. This Colorado State Pueblo team just played yesterday at Florida Tech, 23-10 defeat. So not only change in altitude, but all of a sudden playing on back-to-back days, whereas the Spartans have had a few days rest. And now the timeout has ended, and we're almost ready for the draw here. This time for the home team, it'll be Alexis Cadillo going against Leah Newman. And the roles are reversed now. It's 5'6" Leah Newman against 5'3" Alexis Cadillo. So in the event that this is a quote-unquote jump ball, as we saw in the last draw, when I mentioned that Allie Poplar used her 5'9" stature to her advantage, all of a sudden the tips in favor of the Thunderwolves. And we've said it so many times before, it starts with something like controlling a draw because it's another possession. And in fact, the Spartans gained control of that one, and this is Claire Swanson on the move. Swanson being chased by Newman and sends a pass to Gladden. She pushes it quickly behind the net to Natalie Caraway. Caraway looking in front, waits patiently. Forrester scores! Natalie Caraway with another assist and a great pass and a great goal. Nice finish by Caroline Forrester and the Spartans. Wow, for a team that fell behind 1-0.
Tampa, number 6, Caroline Forrester, the assist to number 24, Natalie Caraway.
The scoring parade is on.
Caroline establishing herself as the best cutter so far for the Spartans. She is cutting with passion, and she's just outworking her defender, and her teammates are looking for her, and it's fun to play when everyone's involved, and we're seeing that outstanding ball movement by the Spartans. Everyone's getting a touch, and everyone's moving the ball perfectly. And 5-1 Spartans. It's been all Tampa in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
And fun to watch both Caroline Forrester and Kayla Kosubinski, who had come into today's game tied for second on the team in goals with 19 each. So now they each have 2, so they each have 21. And there's Claire Swanson sitting on top at 22.
DP Dough delivers cheesy happiness on and around college campuses, including UT. For calzones, wings, and breadsticks, order online at dpdough.com. Open late.
The Spartans control another draw as Caroline Forrester pushes it into the corner to Maggie Gladden. And now to Caraway, looking for another assist. She tried to get it in front to Rachel Crawford, who had a good look at the net, but some heads-up defense there by the Thunderwolves in thwarting that opportunity.
Yeah, the Spartans have been executing the backdoor cuts as of late, and that time the Thunderwolves were not having that. They're going to try to make the Spartans defeat them other ways, aside from the pass from the X to the cutting player from the north.
And I'll tell you what, the draw controls to this point are only 4-3 in favor of the Spartans, but they seem like they've dominated so much. I probably should have been keeping closer attention because the draw controls must have been 3-0 in favor of the Thunderwolves, and the Spartans have probably won the last 4 in a row because they seem like they're that dominant all of a sudden.
Yeah, the 3 areas you want to win in lacrosse: ground balls, face-offs, and penalties. And as of now, the Spartans winning all 3 categories.
And a nice caused turnover there by the Spartans as Abby Kakanya intercepted and took it the length of the field, and now a pass misses, and that's going to be a missed opportunity for UT as the Thunderwolves look to start back as Zierden sends a pass up ahead. Connects there with Emily Eller. Eller on the move, trying to go one-on-one against Kristen Frizzol. And now Allison Werscher needs help. Sends a pass over that misses Olivia Tenner. And both she and her teammate Rachel Welsen chase it down. And now it's over to Leah Newman.
Spartans applying intense pressure on the interior. It's going to be hard for the Thunderwolves to get an easy look.
And there's a missed pass behind the net picked up by Werscher, and a whistle. That one will go against the Spartans. Ball goes against Emily Stevenson, and so Werscher puts it in. Looks in front, no one there. Now finds a cutter, misses, and picked up by Tenner. And she has to send a pass out, but they put it right back in the middle and whistles immediately as there are 3 or 4 Spartans players on Alex Zierden.
Yeah, and that's what the Colorado State Pueblo has to do. Zierden, one of those players that offers a little bit more for the Thunderwolves attack. They got to get her going, as she did for the first goal for the Thunderwolves.
Zierden came into this game as the second leading goal scorer for the Thunderwolves with 32, and now scores again, so she has both of the CSU Pueblo goals to give her 34 on the season in her 9th game. And the score now 5-2 with 13:01 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, for the Spartans, that's the player, Zierden, that you need to take out of her game. You saw on the penalty, just a quick 1-2 step, strong shot, bottom left corner, cutting the deficit 5-2.
And the other player that they want to key on is Leah Newman, whose name I've called a bunch of times. She actually entered today's game as their leading goal scorer with 37 through just 8 games. They average, do the Thunderwolves, just under 10.5 goals a game. But a lot of the scoring coming from those 2 young ladies, Leah Newman and Alex Zierden.
Rebuilt meals. Whether you are a competitive athlete wanting to tone up or just love flavorful, healthy food, our meals are built to feed your body with proper nutrients that will fuel your active lifestyle. Enjoy fitness-inspired meals with Rebuilt Meals. Visit rebuiltmeals.com.
That was Allie Poplar against Olivia Tenner. But the Spartans able to pull it down, and they push it ahead all the way deep into the Thunderwolves' end of the field and all the way in behind the net. That's Rachel Crawford. But for Gladden, who is cutting, now Swanson was cutting, can't get it to either one. Crawford still holds on, and now gives it to Gladden behind the net. Out on the other side to Rom, up top to Carly Vaccaro, who has one of the Tampa goals. Kosubinski, who has 2. And Amanda Rom moves a pass, and they move it quickly, Carly Vaccaro, and now it's behind the net with Rachel Crawford, almost underneath the scoreboard. Crawford still behind the net. Amanda Rom was calling for it. Now Kosubinski, and a whistle stopping play with 12:05 left here in the first half. Call against CSU.
Opportunity for the Spartans to convert here following the penalty.
Kosubinski, and that one goes wide and out of play. Possession remains with UT. And this will be Amanda Rom, who will put it in and does. Maggie Gladden with it. Will give it right back to Rom. Rom behind the net. Takes it herself in front. And Anne-Marie Horton says, "I'll take that one, thank you very much." Waves her teammates on and now sends a pass up ahead. It bounced, was picked up by Ingram. Ingram on the run. Maggie Gladden giving chase. And a ground ball coming out of the pack with it is Zierden. The So the Thunderwolves looking for more after they finally stopped the run of 5 straight Spartans goals. And for as one-sided as this game seemed like it was starting to become, all of a sudden another Thunderwolves goal, and you're going, hold on a minute, now it's just a 2-goal cushion. So important possession defensively for UT.
Definitely, yeah. The Spartans need to continue to attack. Do not take your foot off the gas pedal. Extend this lead because it is only a 3-goal lead at the moment. Make it 2.
That's Elise Ingram.
So far we saw the first 4 minutes was all Thunderwolves, and we had that middle gap for about 8 or 9 minutes. And now these last 2 minutes have been Colorado State Pueblo, so the Spartans really need to respond following these back-to-back goals here for the Thunderwolves.
Elise Ingram, it's her 24th goal of the season. And Allie Poplar coming out to take the draw for UT. And you do have to wonder, Connor, if all of a sudden maybe the emotions start to get the best of you. You start letting your guard down and say, we got this one. And all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard and say, whoops, I guess we need to pull up our socks a little bit after all and get after this one.
Definitely a lot of lacrosse left to be played. We still have 10:55 left in the first half, so Spartans absolutely need to continue to attack and be aggressive. Clean Eats, a new cafe located at 3838 Neptune Avenue and open until 7 o'clock. It's not a diet, it is a lifestyle, featuring healthy sandwiches, wraps, bowls, and smoothies. Clean Eats.
It's been good to see the crowd has continued to fill in, albeit late. They've missed a good 20 minutes of this first half, but nice to see the support out here, and certainly doesn't hurt that for the first time in the program history. Mind you, this is the 5th year of Tampa Spartans women's lacrosse. But they are a ranked team. They broke in at number 23. Improved to number 18. They were as high as 15 and now moved to number 17 entering this afternoon. And with it comes the fan support. We certainly see that for the men's games as well here at the Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex, as we have a free position attempt here for CSU. And shot taken and hit the goalpost. Shot taken by Allison Werscher. And the Spartans control it as the goaltender Sutter outlets, and it's dropped. A turnover there as Alexis Scadillo mishandled the pass from the goaltender, and all of a sudden Alex Zierden in control as the Thunderwolves start to move the ball, and an opportunity here, Connor, to cut it to 1.
Yeah, it's those little plays that you really just need to make, but we'll see if the Thunderwolves can execute a quick turnover here. So, a little bit dangerous there, but the
dangerous play by Scadillo, the one who dropped the pass that started the whole turn of events in the first place, and then she almost fooled her own goaltender. And now on the run, Abby Kakanya pushes it to Swanson. And now to Caroline Forrester. Forrester quickly on the run. Flattened the pass. Connects with Vaccaro, but couldn't get the shot off. Moves it to Amanda Rahm. Rahm looking in front, is going to keep it herself. Amanda Rahm a shot and didn't even get through to the goaltender. Sammy Labella was actually able to control that one, although the Spartans able to come out with it. And now Shannon Sweeney gives it to Maggie Gladden. Poplar to Crawford to Amanda Rahm, and she'll start from where she was before. And this time pass over, and they reset up top with Forrester. Allie Poplar trying to gamble there was Leah Newman, who's going to try to pick off that pass. Unsuccessful though. And the whistle stops play with 8:37 to go in the first half. A reminder that at halftime of our broadcast, the audio portion will go silent. Do not adjust your viewing device. We will still have video. Just set a timer at that point for 10 minutes to be back in time for the call of the second half. And right now, Allie Poplar comes in, shoots, hit the goalpost, and it goes way out into the corner. And Shannon Sweeney able to pick it up for the Spartans. Now Amanda Rahm with it. Over to Crawford. Rachel Crawford to Poplar. And Forrester now. Now connects Shannon Sweeney on the run, and a player goes down, but the Thunderwolves pops back up. That was Sammy Labella. Gladden tries to go through 2 defenders. A brick wall there, so she has to back up. Over to Vaccaro.
Yeah, it's getting physical out there. Both teams know how important it is. Neither team wants to give up that next goal. Vital sequence here as we go under 8 minutes left in the first half.
Nice kick save there by Anne-Marie Horton. Spartans able to control the rebound. And now Allie Poplar over to Forrester. Forrester has a little bit of room to operate. Backs up. Pass connects. Crawford can't get past her defender and has to send it back for Maggie Gladden. Gladden splits the defenders and loses it, and immediately the official pulls the flag out, and play stops with 7.5 to go here in the first half.
You saw the first half of the first half. We basically no penalties, and now over these last 7.5 minutes, both teams getting physical out there, and let's see who can convert first.
And the Spartans score. That's who can convert first. UT says we'll take this one, and they deposit it in
Goal
behind.
Tampa, number 33, Maggie Gladden.
Gladden, the goal scorer. That's her 15th goal of the season. So a little bit of an exhale for UT, and that perhaps could be the reason why play started to get physical, was because it seemed like, this one's getting out of hand, and UT's going to run away with it. All of a sudden, Colorado State starts coming back into it and saying, we're not going to lie down that easily. In fact, here's a little love tap for you. And before you know it, whistles start going. And the end result of it all is a Maggie Gladden goal that puts UT in front by 3.
Big time goal there for Gladden. Spartans go to a 3-point lead. Jersey Mike's. At Jersey Mike's, we offer a sub above with the nearest location at 2121 West Kennedy in Tampa. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Allie Poplar stands in against, looks like Taylor Christensen, which is likely since she entered the game second on the Thunderwolves in draw controls. And comes out and pulled down by Claire Swanson. Now she gains control as she crosses midfield. And they hit the CSU line with a pass ahead to Forrester. Carly Vaccaro. Pass down to the back line. Crawford over Amanda Rom. Rom trying to shake and bake around the defender, who's not buying it. And so Forrester with it now over to Vaccaro. Pass down in the corner. Gladden over to Crawford. And now to Poplar here on the near side. Rom over to Forrester, and here you see again what I was describing earlier. There's no white shirts in front whatsoever. They work it around the perimeter. And we slowly start to see Cutter, who will drift in, trying to get position in one of those prime scoring areas. Right now, way outside with Forrester. And Maggie Gladden looking for something. Drops it in the corner for Crawford. Crawford wants to take it herself at the goalpost. A whistle on the play. And the clock stops with 6:19 to go.
Another chance for the Spartans to cash in. You're seeing them be very patient and then trying to catch a Thunderwolf defender sleeping with a backdoor cut or a V cut. So let's see if the Spartans can get another one here.
Rachel Crawford one-on-one with Anne-Marie Horton. And another flag comes out. In fact, no time ticked off the scoreboard. And so Rachel Crawford is going to get a second crack at this. Rachel Crawford tied with Amanda Rom for the team lead in points, entering this afternoon's game with 31. And now Crawford hits the goalpost, and it ricochets way out, where it's picked up by Rachel Welsen, sends a pass ahead intended for Allie Doyle, and a whistle awards possession back to the Spartans.
Plays like that just show how the Spartans' defense, the applied pressure, makes a team like the Thunderwolves hesitate, and that's all it takes. A split second, loose ball, Spartans win it.
Forrester now over for Crawford. Crawford looking 3 Spartans players behind the net.
Mixing up the formations here.
That's Carly Vaccaro on the move. Vaccaro holding, pass inside after Poplar didn't connect, but Caroline Forrester working awfully hard. Let's see if she comes out of the pack with it. It's still loose. And finally the whistle blows, and that one's against CSU. So possession does stay with UT.
Terrific effort there by Forrester. Ground ball was between her and two defenders. She wanted it more.
Vaccaro now. Crawford, little spin move. 5 minutes left in the first half. Vaccaro on the run. Has a little bit of room. Vaccaro scores!
Vaccaro, very nifty, going in between defenders. 1-2 hop step. That was a Euro step, almost a basketball move by Vaccaro, and she ends up one-on-one with the goalie. And at that point, it's just all Vaccaro. 7-3, Tampa.
Carly Vaccaro with her second goal of the game. And that'll be her 9th on the season. And the Spartans can exhale a little deeper now as they're in front 7-3 with 4:55 to go in the first half.
Marriott Courtyard. Courtyard by Marriott. Simply refreshing. Located at 3805 West Cypress, Tampa, Florida. An official host hotel of University of Tampa Athletics. And Pizza Hut. Call Pizza Hut at 251-3399 to get your pizza delivered to the University of Tampa today.
And they continue to mix up the looks on these draws to the Spartans. As this time it will be back to Allie Poplar. As the Spartans have taken the edge and draw control 6-4.
Yeah, and the reason the Thunderwolves are not getting many shots is just because the Spartans are not letting them get inside. They're making everything difficult by forcing them, making them work side to side. We see there they try to get it again, but the Spartans just win a ground ball. The Colorado State Pueblo team trying to get close to the net, but the Spartans defense very aggressive, not letting it happen.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the Thunderwolves will get someone in the slot area, but they're throwing some dangerous passes in there where you're basically double teamed, and it's not a high percentage pass. It's in a high percentage scoring area, but it's a pass that's unlikely to be successful with all the white jerseys that are down there defensively for UT.
And then when you throw in double or perhaps triple coverage and you don't catch it, that's a ground ball, and the more people on one team that are there, the more likely the opportunity to win that ground ball.
In the meantime, the Spartans setting up in the Thunderwolves' end. Claire Swanson sends a pass to Kosubinski. She obviously, I mentioned that Allie Poplar has no pads on her knees anymore, and that Kosubinski does. Obviously, has not limited her since Kosubinski has scored twice already, and there you see her take a shot that sails out of play.
And Bruce, we talk about this with both the men's and women's team. It seems like a different face every game can step up. We see Claire Swanson not yet on the scoreboard, but that has not faced the Spartans in the slightest. Still holding a 4-goal lead. It's been the contributions of Vaccaro, Forrester, Gladden, a lot of other faces coming up big for the Spartans. So it's really nice to see a team effort here in the first half.
And certainly, head coach Monica Potter wants to see her Thunderwolves try to climb back into this game before halftime, with UT holding a 4-goal lead. And a turnover here as UT with an opportunity to go up by as much as 5. So an important defensive possession for CSU as it's behind the net with Crawford over to Caraway. And now gives it back to Crawford again. Claire Swanson with it now. For Crawford. Crawford stops. It's back the other way. Caraway on the move now. Caraway, a spin move, can't get the shot away. A pass down low. Swanson, 2 defenders on her, so she has to outlet to Crawford and now to Caraway again. Natalie Caraway has 2 assists so far in this game. Here's Claire Swanson. Swanson, nothing there. And wisely backs up as the Spartans reset.
Coming up
out of the corner. Gladden, she's bumped, fights through it, pass to Swanson, and they're just really keying on Claire Swanson. Every time she goes to look, there's 2 defenders on her and hasn't really gotten a good look at the net in terms of a quality scoring opportunity. Passed in front, Graham Eber. It was deflected, and Caraway able to pick up the rebound. Caraway, a nice spin move and a bounce shot. That one will go out of play. Whistles all over the place.
Spartans doing a fabulous job as we're minute 40 left in the first half. Just being patient, giving what the defense gives them. You mentioned they're eyeing up Swanson, not allowing her to get the look she wants, but other players are beating this defense so far, so Spartans can beat you in a multitude of ways.
Natalie Caraway has that call against CSU by Rachel Wells, and so Caraway with an opportunity here. One-on-one against goaltender Anne-Marie Horton, and doesn't get a shot off. Natalie Caraway, Connor, almost looked like she was expecting a whistle. Play carries on. Swanson scores!
Yeah, not have the Spartans drew it up. Caraway got sandwiched there, but Swanson got the ground ball, got in between 2 defenders. Kind of like a hockey shot there. She low release point, got it on the hop. 8-3. Swanson's on the board, 23rd of the season. Now, a lot of pressure right now on the Thunderwolves. If they give up one more goal, going to have a 6-goal lead, it'd be hard to overcome. But if the Spartans want to get one more with a little over 90 seconds to play.
Well, I'll tell you, because it was that low release point, I think both Anne-Marie Horton and yours truly kind of looked twice like, has the save been made? Because Horton looked down low and almost seemed like it trickled between her shoes and made me look twice that I thought she had made the save, but she crossed the goal line. So Claire Swanson finally gets on the board. And the Spartans, who had watched the Thunderwolves claw their way back into this game, I think it might be safe to say back in control, although with only 1:31 left in the half. If it's going to happen, this is the time for it to happen so the Thunderwolves can regroup during the halftime break. A reminder that we will go silent on our broadcast for those 10 minutes. So do not adjust your viewing device. Just set a timer at that point to be back in time for the call of the second half, as this one is controlled by Christensen, and so CSU will get one more possession at least here in the waning moments of this first half. Take it down in behind the UT net. There's a pass, and in front they score! Maxine Bartholomew made quick work of that one after she got the pass and took it right to Bridget Sutter's cage and cuts it to 8-4 with 1:06 left in the first half.
Yeah, give credit to Colorado State Pueblo. They know what point of the game it was. They're down by 5. They know they needed, with 90 seconds to go, to really get back in this game. Bartholomew aggressive, going one-on-one there, and goal against Sutter. So now we go 8-4.
For Maxine Bartholomew, that's her 6th goal of the season.
Word from Pepsi. You thirsty? Grab a Pepsi, the official Spartans soft drink. And Florida Orthopedic. Let's give a big shout out to Drs. Selman and Gasser and Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team for keeping our players safe and providing athletic services and medical care to University of Tampa student athletes.
Ellie Poplar against Elise Ingram here. And Swanson able to chase that one down. She crosses midfield and out to
1 minute on the clock.
as we're just under a minute left. Rachel Crawford to pass into Natalie Caraway. Caraway pops out on this side of the net. And a pass connects with Kosubinski, and her shot goes high and out of play. And going back under the scoreboard to retrieve it, Natalie Caraway with 40.4 seconds left. And the ball is back in. Caraway keeps it herself. Caraway changes hands, and that one goes out of play as well. Possession still with the Spartans. I believe that one of the officials signaling to the timekeeper as play resumes. Maggie Gladden on the run. Gladden for Kosubinski. Kosubinski changes hands. Mallory Wines misses it. Now able to pick it up. 15 seconds left. Caraway, the Spartans will want to get a shot off. Claire Swanson might be the one to take it. She is, and a save made by Horton. And the Thunderwolves pick up the rebound. And although they control, time is going to wind down. And they won't be able to get a final shot against Bridget Setter as we have reached halftime.
At the half,
So our
Tampa leads
score
with a
is
score
the
of
number 17
8-4.
ranked Tampa Spartans 8 and Colorado State Pueblo 4. We will be back on TampaSpartans.tv in 10 minutes with the call of the second half.
Yep.
Call Pizza Hut at 251 9 to get your pizza delivered to UT today. Walkabout Australian Cafe and Bakery is South Tampa's newest delight. Located at 627 South Howard, Walkabout features authentic meat pies, pastries, and down under delights. Open Tuesday through Sunday at 10 a.m. Try us, mates, at Walkabout Cafe and Bakery.
With you here at the Namoli Family Athletic and Intramural Complex on the grounds of the University of Tampa campus. I'm Bruce Wozniak, joined this afternoon by Connor Moore, and we are just about to start the second half of play with UT in the lead by a score of 8-4. And recapping the first half scoring, the Spartans had three different players get 2 goals each, that being Caroline Forrester, Kayla Kosubinski, and Carly Vaccaro. Meanwhile, Claire Swanson and Maggie Gladden each added 1 goal. And for the visitors, Alex Zierman with a pair of goals, and then single tallies from Maxine Bartholomew and Elise Ingram. And shots on goal in the first half, 17-7 in favor of UT.
Yeah, Bruce, that's been a very interesting stat, and if those numbers continue, the Spartans should be okay. However, they cannot take this Thunderwolf team lightly as they came to play. We saw out of the gate they got a quick goal, almost 2, and we see 14 turnovers in the early going for the visiting Colorado State Pueblo team to just 9 for the Spartans. So that's another number that keep in mind. But the Spartans are coming out here in the second half looking to continue and build off their success in the first half.
And I'll tell you, just there on that opening draw, Claire Swanson, it's at least the third time, unofficially, that I've counted, where she has, almost looking like a basketball player, jumped to pull down the ball as it comes out. And so, whereas she's quote-unquote only contributed with 1 goal thus far, obviously we've talked about players can contribute in ways that more or less don't show up on the score sheet, and that's one of them because, as we have talked about, that's another possession for UT.
Definitely, yeah. The Spartans are ranked 17th for a reason. They'll beat you however you want to be beat. The defense wants to take Claire Swanson out of the game. Next player up, we're seeing great contributions for Vaccaro, Gladden. We're seeing Forrester, Kosubinski. So everybody on this field is making contributions, even if it doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Claire Swanson, 5'7". I know that she told me last season that I believe she played soccer and maybe basketball was the other sport. I can't remember. She might have been a 3-sport athlete coming to UT, and obviously chose lacrosse, but kind of showing some basketball-type tendencies with the way I've seen her, as I mentioned before, pulling down some of these balls that have popped out on draws following goals, and that one there that started the half.
And what makes her such a dynamic scorer is we saw her with the slap shot. It wasn't the prettiest shot, but you get goals however you get them. You don't have to score them in one way. You can score them in a multitude of fashions, and we see that with most of these players.
Well, and obviously when you're the team's leading goal scorer, the opponent's going to key on you. So if you have some creativity where you can still get the goals in a way that they're not expecting, then that much better for UT, and it frustrates the opponent that much more. Obviously, the teams have changed ends here as we see the Thunderwolves attacking the net to our right. As that's Leah Newman, and they score.
The answer by the Thunderwolves. They're not going away lightly. Spartans going to have to work hard here in the second half. Now 8-5, so all the pressure is on the Spartans. That's what's misleading about records. When you're the favorite, some people think, oh, you should cakewalk through this, but Thunderwolves, they're 1-7. There's no pressure on them. They're here to play, so the Spartans are going to have to answer and really amp up the intensity. We saw out of the gate in the first half, the Thunderwolves struck first, so the Spartans got to get back to what they were doing.
Well, and if you're Coach Kelly Gallagher watching her now to see if she's biting her nails on the sideline, thinking, this team's 1-7, what the heck, they're trailing by only 3. As a coach, you can't show that to your players that, wow, this team has given us a game. So obviously a big challenge for her to rally her players and say, let's respond to this challenge. Colorado State has come to play here. And, let's not take this CSU team lightly and judge them by their record, because obviously the Thunderwolves are showing that we're here for the whole 60 minutes.
Crown Plaza State, Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. It's the place to meet. And Mart's, the official chariot of the Spartans, is Mart's first-class coach. If you need to charter a bus, go online, www.martsfirstclass.com.
And once again, that was Claire Swanson that came out of it as Allie Poplar was out there on the draw. And Poplar goes off, and she's replaced by Mallory Wines as UT in possession. Allie Poplar, interestingly enough, comes into today's game only 5th on the Spartans in draw controls, and with just 12, and you look at Claire Swanson with 41, but obviously Coach Gallagher is kind of seeing some harmony there between Poplar and the way that she's able to at least put the ball into play in a position for her teammates to come away with it, as this is Swanson with it now to the right of goaltender Anne-Marie Horton.
Getting back to your point, Bruce, you mentioned Coach Gallagher not afraid to mix it up on the faceoffs. I think it's just a credit to the Spartans' depth, how she has faith in all of her players.
Swanson cuts in and scores. So her hard work pays off, even though she already had a goal in this game. All the hard work that she's doing on the circle during these draws.
This is goal for Tampa's number 12, Claire Swanson.
Go back into a 4-goal lead after the Thunderwolves had scored the first goal of this half.
And that was all Claire Swanson. She came from very far outside. She put her head down, ran downhill. She was on a mission. She went right at Holden. She won the battle, and she took it into her own hands there to get the Spartans back to a 4-point lead.
And that comes 3 minutes and 16 seconds into the second half, and now we see Allie Poplar coming back out on the field for UT. And it looks like she will take this draw against Alex Zierden.
Word from the campus bookstore. Our Barnes & Noble campus store has everything UT in one place. Located in the Vaughn Center, first floor. Open Monday through Saturday, or shop online at www.utampa.bncollege.com.
Looking to see, I believe this is Claire Swanson that's behind Allie Poplar. Let's see which way this ball comes out. And this time it's in the direction of Scadillo. Poplar pulls it down herself.
Poplar used her height advantage over Zierden there. She won the jump ball.
And the Spartans quickly attacking the Thunderwolves' end of the field. And now Rachel Crawford over to Graham Eber. We haven't called Graham Eber's name a whole lot so far in this game, but another freshman that's had an impressive season for Callie Gallagher. I'm thinking of the likes of Kayla Kosubinski when I say another freshman, not to mention the goaltender Bridget Sutter.
Spartans will have a lot of returning players for the foreseeable future, so it's going to be bright days ahead for this lacrosse team.
This is Claire Swanson, who, as I mentioned earlier, is herself just a sophomore. And now a flip pass for Maggie Gladden. Gladden steps under a check, scores! Nice play by Maggie Gladden to get underneath the stick of Brittany Smith and power her way towards the net and beats Anne-Marie Horton to put UT up by 10-5.
Oh my, Maggie Gladden, what a shot! That one was just a bullet there going right by Holden. That one went into the net with some passion. That was some shot. Now 10-5 Spartans looking to pull away here. 25-40 to go in the game.
And amazing that the Spartans have 5 different players that all have 2 goals each for their total of 10 thus far.
Very even, and that I think just shows the balance of this Spartans team. You take one player out, it does not matter. Next player is always ready to step up, and we're seeing that 5 players, 2 goals, Bruce. Amazing for the Spartans here, and this is crunch time here. Pull away, kind of go cruise control, but you can't take your foot off the gas pedal until you take a little bit of a bigger lead.
I love the math properties. 5 players, 2 goals each, 10 goals, and they're, by the way, they're winning 10-5. The 5s are wild, I guess, is the point of this story. And now 25, Allie Poplar pulls it down in a pass to Caraway. Maggie Gladden, she wanted another one, was breaking towards the net there, and Caraway, the veteran, thought otherwise as they send it down in behind Anne-Marie Horton. And now trying to drive her way towards the net was Graham Eber. Results in a loose ball and picked up by UT. Connor, if the Spartans score one more, if your head coach Monica Potter over on the CSU Pueblo sideline, do you think about making a goaltending change to try to keep your game in it and keep your team in the game, give them some new life?
I think it's definitely something to consider. I mean, the defense itself for the Thunderwolves has been a little bit lackluster, so I don't know if it's entirely Holden's fault, but at a certain point, once you give up double-digit points, you might have to make that change with the game potentially coming out of reach here.
Well, the other side of it is that, as I mentioned earlier, and this still holds true even though they've scored twice so far this half, the Spartans are scoring on more than 50% of their shots. So at that point, you do have to wonder whether our defense is there or not. The goaltender is the last line of defense. Maybe we need to give someone else a chance between the pipes.
Absolutely, and to your point, it's what time do you do that? Is the 24-minute mark time to do it, 20-minute mark? That's all up to the head coach Potter. We'll see.
Meanwhile, the Thunderwolves, it's Allie Doyle, and she's ridden into the corner by Emily Stevenson. Now sends a pass up for Alex Zierden. Zierden, who has 3 of the Thunderwolves' 5 goals. And strong defense there by Abby Kakanya, shutting down Elise Ingram. As this is Christensen. And they try a pass in the middle, and Zierden goes down.
You know what, though? I like that. That's a hard hit right there against the best player, Zierden. You're gonna, if you want to come in the interior and get a good look, you gotta know what you're coming into. So the Spartans playing hard-nosed D, they bank on their defense, and that's what wins championships. You got a 5-goal lead. You got to play fundamental defense. So let's see what Zierden can do.
And Zierden breaks in, scores. Wow, how about Alex Zierden carrying the CSU Pueblo team on her back? 4 out of the team's 6 goals.
Goal, Thunderwolves, number 5.
Yeah, she's a very crafty player. She's one of those kind of basketball player moves you see when she gets, one-on-one matchups. She's very comfortable and isn't afraid to go and attack. So that is the player of the game so far for the Thunderwolves. So that's someone the Spartans are going to have to focus on to try to stop her or limit her to an extent.
Credit CSU Pueblo because they just will not go away. Fell behind by as much as 5 goals. And Alex Zierden says it doesn't mean anything. There's still a lot of lacrosse left to be played here. And she's going to take it to him, as we just saw there.
Press box. Walter's Press Box is Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game in part. The Press Box, 222 Southdale Maybe. And Embassy Suites downtown, right in the heart of downtown, just a few blocks from campus. Come stay in luxury at the Embassy Suites downtown, 513 South Florida Avenue, Tampa.
Now Allie Poplar in there once again. In the official blocking of view, I can't see who that is for the Thunderwolves. That was actually Alex Zierden, who apparently can do it all. Taking the draw for the visiting team.
Yeah, regardless of the score, 4 goals already for Zierden, so this will be a day she'll remember for sure, coming to Tampa, Florida, and putting on a show and giving her Thunderwolf team a chance here to pull off what would be really an incredible upset, but the Spartans do not want any of that. They will look to respond, and what the Spartans have done all season long is when dealt with adversity, they've really responded and counteracted with a lot of intensity, and we're seeing that with the Spartans. Just got to play smart lacrosse, though, moving forward.
And you'll recall that earlier in the broadcast I mentioned that CSU Pueblo averages just under 10.5 goals a game. Well, they're taking on a Spartans team that averages almost 13.5 goals a game. So about a 3-goal difference there. And right now a difference of 4 with Tampa in the lead 10-6. As Amanda Rahm has it, gives it to Swanson and to Carly Vaccaro. Carly Vaccaro is one of those 5 Tampa players that has 2 goals in this game. Swanson, a pass over to Gladden. 2 of the others that have 2 goals each, Swanson and Gladden. Here's Swanson again. Swanson on the move, stops on the dime, being watched there by Samuel Abella. And now Vaccaro. And the shot clock expires, so turned over by UT.
Fundamental defense by Colorado State Pueblo, frustrating the Spartans' attack. They'll look to capitalize.
Horton pushes it up ahead to Ingram. Sends a pass to Olivia Tenner, and now back to Ingram again as they cross the UT line. Zierden pass in the middle, and they dump it right in front, and the shot goes out of play off the stick of Maxime Bartholomew, who has one of the CSU Pueblo goals. The Thunderwolves put it back in quickly, and that one rolls out to Elise Ingram. Ingram, a pass over to Zierden. Zierden lobs a pass to the near corner. Now quickly, good passing there from Allie Doyle over to Leah Newman. And coming out of the pack with it is Newman. They watch there defensively, and they slide over Emily Stevenson to help out, and it actually didn't work.
Yeah, foot save there by Sutter. Big time save.
Now she got a good look at the net, and you're right, the foot save by Sutter was the only thing stopping this game from being cut to 10-7. Alexis Cadillo breaking back quickly the other way for UT, and she's chased by Zierden. Has to send a pass into the corner. Carly Vaccaro will settle things down as Mallory Wines goes off for UT. And never mind the personnel change, we have a whistle stopping play as we are 9 minutes, 31 seconds into this second half. If you're watching from a CSU Pueblo perspective, thank you very much. Your team's next game will be a week from tomorrow. That's April 8th. Game against Adams State at 2 p.m. And I mentioned before that Spartans back home here following that loss on Tuesday. Back-to-back home games. They will be here again on Wednesday at 4 p.m. against Florida Tech. So April 4th, they will play at 4 at 4. Meantime, it looks like
Timeout Tampa.
Being called by head coach Kelly Gallagher. 9 minutes, 53 seconds into this second half. And her team in the lead, 10-6.
Mastro Subaru, your trusted Tampa Subaru dealer, is Mastro Subaru, located at 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue. At Mastro Subaru, our reputation rides with you. Firehouse. At Firehouse Subs, our subs are made the firefighter way. Served steaming hot and located with the finest fresh lights, meats, and cheeses, located at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard. Firehouse, founded by firemen.
Goaltender Bridget Sutter made 14 saves in that 13-12 defeat on Tuesday at the hands of Florida Southern, and not tested as much so far in this game. 4 saves in almost 40 minutes of play thus far.
Yeah, in the limited opportunities that the Thunderwolves have had, they've capitalized. We see a lot more shots for the Spartans already. They have done a great job getting the looks they want, and they've made life difficult for Colorado State Pueblo. But as we were talking about earlier, this team does not go away. They do not care that they're 1-7. And at this point, you can throw the records out because this is just two competitive teams, 20 minutes to play. It's going to come down to who wants it more. So I think it's a great timeout by head coach Kelly Gallagher, looking to storm the troops right now and get back on track to finish out this lacrosse game.
2:20 Eastern Time on Saturday afternoon. The temperature has actually dropped to 70 from our game time of 72 at 1 p.m. A game that way back when had been scheduled for 3 o'clock start, and a good thing that they started at 1 because there is a chance of rain in the area, so we should be able to get this game over with if any precipitation ends up coming by way of west central Florida. As the timeout has expired and the teams making their way back out onto the field. Timeout that was called by the Spartans. They're in a 4-goal lead, and with possession down in the CSU Pueblo end of the field, working against 5'10" junior goaltender Anne-Marie Horton from Long Beach, California. And a handful of Californians on the Thunderwolves roster as play resumes with Rachel Crawford passing that doesn't connect with Carly Vaccaro. Remains with the Spartans, however, as Amanda Rahm puts it back in. Rahm looking in front of the net, sends it to the near side, misses Caroline Forrester, and Forrester just able to get there as Alex Zierden had raced up to try to beat her to it, was unsuccessful. Spartans carry on as Rom pushes it into the corner. Rachel Crawford goes in behind the net. Crawford looking in front, opts for Shannon Sweeney to her right. Sweeney to Maggie Gladden. Gladden looks like she wants to pull the trigger from way outside. Instead, passes to Forrester. Forrester sends a pass in behind the CSU Pueblo net. That's Rom. Rom looking in front. Had Vaccaro, missed her. And now it's picked up by Brittany Smith for the Thunderwolves, and a whistle. That one will go against Amanda Rom. And so Smith pushes it up ahead. Misses, intended for Alex Zierden. And Alexis Cadillo there for the turnover for UT. And a whistle right down below us.
Yeah, beginning to get nitty and gritty out there. Both teams want this game so badly. It's going to come down to who wins these ground balls. We saw an opportunity there in transition. The Thunderwolves unable to capitalize. Credit Scadillo. She beat Zierden in a one-on-one ground ball matchup.
And that's Rachel Crawford down behind the net to Gladden. Gladden as Amanda Rom cuts through the goal crease. Gladden to Forrester. Forrester again looking like she wanted to shoot. Held onto it and sends it to Poplar. And now it's in behind the CSU Pueblo net. That's Crawford. Rachel Crawford motioning with her head. Here's Forrester with it. Forrester, two defenders. They cause a loose ball. And who's going to get there? The Spartans are actually going to pick this one up. Shannon Sweeney. Forrester takes a shot. That one goes wide and out of play. Possession remains with UT as the shot clock is now down to 19 seconds. And Carly Vaccaro has it in behind goaltender Anne-Marie Horton.
Vaccaro working the X.
Shoots, and Horton might have gotten a piece of that one. And now they chase it to the back line. It's picked up there by Brittany Smith for the Thunderwolves, and indeed the officials award possession to CSU Pueblo. Smith looking over to the official for the green light and does move it ahead. Emily Brewer up ahead. A nice play by Scadillo. Pass intended for Zierden. And coming out of the pack is Caroline Forrester, so UT able to get it right back. CSU Pueblo not even able to gain midfield. A shot save made there. A good look for Rachel Crawford, but an equally nice save by Anne-Marie Horton. And now the Thunderwolves will try to outlet again. There's an ill-advised pass in this broadcaster's opinion as it's intercepted by the Spartans. Shannon Sweeney to Amanda Rom. It's still loose. Rom picks it up again, and a save by Horton. Wow.
Yeah, both teams a little bit sloppy out there. Back-to-back turnovers by both teams, but it's a little bit contagious, so we'll see what we could do on the run of the Thunderwolves. And Bruce, something to talk about. The Spartans won the penalty difference significantly in the first half, but we're seeing them getting a little bit ill-advised with some uncalled-for penalties. And if the Thunderwolves have been able to convert, it could be an even closer score.
And there's another turnover as Abby Kakanya was Abby on the spot. And now Amanda Rom on the run. Pushes it up ahead, connects with Graham Eber. Eber on the run. A pair of 28s over there. And it's won by Rachel Welsen of CSU Pueblo. As the Thunderwolves will try it once again, crossing the Tampa line. A pass ahead to Zierden. And another whistle. Stops the clock with 15:55 left here in the second half. 10-6 Spartan lead. And Alex Zierden, who already has 4 goals, with a free position attempt here against Bridget Sutter, and opts for a pass down low. And ducking under a few checks is Allison Werscher. Now a ground ball. That's going to be picked up by Alexis Scadillo.
Swarming defense by the Spartans. 3 players collapse on the attacker. They get the ground ball.
And Tiny Paige Johnson, as I like to call her. A pass up ahead to Graham Eber. What a game defensively for Alexis Scadillo. Shown tremendous hustle in this game. Hats off to her as the Spartans continue offensively down in the CSU Pueblo end of the field. That's Lauren McNeil.
Yeah, Scadillo might not be showing up on the stat sheet as we score for Tampa. It was a cutting Swanson, big-time play for the Spartans, but getting back to Scadillo, it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but she's making her presence known when you're faced with a player like Alex Zierden, who's a very electric
Goal
scorer, so
Tampa,
she's
number
taking the
12,
task
Claire
and trying to stop
Swanson,
him.
the assist to number 33, Maggie Gladden.
Started out quietly, all of a sudden is now leading the team with her third goal of the game. As she gives her team an 11-6 lead. And Claire Swanson maintains the team lead in goal, and the assist on the goal goes to Maggie Gladden, who couples that with 2 goals thus far.
Yeah, hat trick for Claire Swanson. Godfrey Hotel, formerly Bay Harbor, is located at 7700 West Courtney Campbell Causeway in Tampa. Offers a special rate to all UT supporters and guests. The Godfrey Hotel and Cabanas on Courtney Campbell Causeway.
Allie Poplar out there for UT against Leah Newman. And these are crucial now at this stage of the game for the Thunderwolves, these draws. They need as many possessions as they can get. I figure they need to score as many goals in the remaining 15 minutes as they've scored the entire game. That would put them up 12-11, but that would also mean shutting down the Spartans altogether. And that one, well, ends up in the stick of Paige Johnson. So UT able to come out of that one after it looked like it was going to roll to a Thunderwolves player. And here's a chance for Lauren McNeil, but a whistle before the freshman for UT can get her shot off, but she will get a free position attempt here. Lauren McNeil going one-on-one against Anne-Marie Horton. And McNeil opts for a pass down behind the net as Caraway pushes it over to Kosubinski. Up top to Claire Swanson. Swanson looking to her left, goes to her right. Swanson keeping it. And now Swanson will send it over to Graham Eber. Eber pass in front. Swanson scores! A nice bounce shot to beat Anne-Marie Horton and Claire Swanson. Wow, her 4th goal of the game. And a
Goal Tampa, number
12-6
12, Claire Swanson, the assist.
Fabulous pass by Ebor, found the cutting Claire Swanson, and Claire Swanson one-on-one with Holden. She wins the battle, 4th goal of the game, so a slow start for Claire Swanson, but she's slowly starting to get in her groove now, 4 goals, so it's been a very incredible game for the Spartans all around. Now they double the Thunderwolves 12-6.
Don't need to keep harping on it, but the Spartans maintaining that tremendous scoring percentage. They've scored 12 goals on 24 shots. So right at 50%. And it doesn't help if you're the Thunderwolves that they have hit the 20 mark in terms of number of turnovers in this game. And the draw controls, Spartans have started to pull away in that category as well, 12-7, as Allie Poplar works here against Emily Eller on this draw for the Thunderwolves.
Can't say it enough, the effort and the hard will of the Spartans here. They want the ground balls, and they're winning these face-offs or jump balls, whatever you want to call them. They are doing the little things in this game that don't show up on the stat sheet, but it's so important in games like this.
And a nice job there by Poplar. Control sends it ahead to McNeil. Lauren McNeil, a freshman from Sayville, New York, wearing that familiar number 1. And we got used to seeing Amanda Voges wearing the last 4 years, another one from that part of the Empire State. Lauren McNeil playing this afternoon in her 6th game of the season. She has 4 goals in the 5 games that she has played. And this is Claire Swanson with it now. Swanson wants to go one-on-one with the defender. That's Allie Doyle. And the misses was intended for Graham Eber. And that will be picked up initially by Emily Eller. And nice play there by Alexis Cadillo again. And ultimately, it does result in a turnover as the Spartans come out of the pack. There's a pass that connects up ahead with Gladden, down low to Caraway. Caraway right back to Gladden. What a save by Anne-Marie Horton. Great passing there. And Horton able to close the door.
Yeah, Spartans winning it at midfield. Team effort. Scadillo led the charge, and we saw Gladden got an outstanding shot. Credit Horton with the save.
Caraway and Gladden, I believe they teamed up on one of the UT goals. There's another turnover as Emily Stevenson is Emily on the spot that time and takes that one away as she's being chased closely by Taylor Christensen. And Emily Stevenson looking for help finds it in Mallory Wines, who outlets up ahead to McNeil. McNeil to Caraway, and Natalie Caraway watches her players set offensively. You see them bunched up, three of them over here. As this play goes to the right, and Kosubinski, a flag comes out. A call here against the Thunderwolves. As we're down to 12:23 remaining in the second half, and here's a great opportunity for Kayla Kosubinski, who has 2 goals already in this game. And a save made there by Horton. And the Thunderwolves, I'm going to say, try to start out of their own end.
Yeah, they've been having trouble just getting it across midfield as the swarming defense of the Spartans causing havoc and getting turnovers.
And they're successful in taking it all the way down below the scoreboard. That's Emily Eller. Being watched by Emily Stevenson. And now this is Allie Butler. And turnover caused there as the Spartans, well, no. Now the official had signaled pointing the direction heading down the other way, but it remains with CSU Pueblo. And now there's a loose ball that's picked up on Leah Newman. Newman a pass and showing some frustration. Taylor Christensen, she was going to have a great look at the net, missed the pass.
Yeah, one of those opportunities where Colorado State Pueblo had a great chance to execute, but the Spartans' defense up in the grill, making life hard. Seemed like a routine play, but to no avail.
And some sloppy play by the Spartans leads to possession right back, and indeed they're going to call that one Emily Stevenson for sure. With the check from behind. Against Olivia Tenner. Correction, that was Emily Eller, 16 and not 10. And a pass quickly over and fighting through was Elise Ingram, and I believe she caught a stick up high. And not sure what the call is here. Possession actually to UT, and looked like a stick got up Connor and Ingram.
Yeah, Spartans caught a break there inadvertently. Thunderwolves got a high stick, so the Spartans taking over possession. They're going across midfield. And Bruce, with a 6-goal lead and only 10.5 minutes to play, if the Spartans can hold the possession for the remainder of the game, they should be in good shape. And, you know, they have a game Wednesday at 4 against Florida Tech, who's 10-1. So leading into that game, you definitely want to have momentum and a lot of stuff to build on in an inter-Sunshine State Conference League game.
Well, and eventually we'll get to the point where you also want to have your players healthy. So that's when we start to look to see if Coach Kelly Gallagher will let some of the players who don't normally see the field get a little time, and also an opportunity, as I said, to rest kind of your regulars who just don't want any kind of fluke injury late in the game. As this is Poplar with it. Although we did see in the Spartans' last home game, when they took on Alabama Huntsville, started to run away with that one, and all of a sudden made a goaltending change and let Bridget Sutter be rewarded for her hard work. And unfortunately for Taylor Sisk, she came in goal and got lit up, and Coach Gallagher decided enough of that. This is a little too much. Let's get Sutter back in there after all. And in the meantime, in this game, CSU Pueblo taking it into the Tampa end quickly, as that's Taylor Christensen working hard down there, and passes over for Doyle, and now sends it over for Zierden. Zierden being watched closely by Abby Kakanya, and a flip pass from Louise Ingram, and now trying to get it back, and instead it's Alexis Scadillo. Alexis Scadillo, if they awarded 3 stars, like they do in the hockey games, Alexis Scadillo would definitely merit consideration, although she looks like she might have gotten injured or shaken up or something there. Scadillo.
Yeah, Zierden applying a ton of pressure on Scadillo. Looked like that right knee got her on the slash, so both players will come out. So we're just under 9 minutes to play, and the Spartans dictating the tempo here.
And it looks like they might each, Zierden and Scadillo, they might each be going to the penalty area. Nothing called up yet, but Alexis Scadillo is already sitting over in the penalty area.
Yeah, looks like the ref got both of them that time, so be Scadillo for Tampa.
Penalty, Colorado State University's number 5, Alex Zierden, 2 minutes for misconduct, and penalty, Tampa, number 21, Alexa Scadillo, 2 minutes for misconduct.
Zierden and Scadillo have each received 2-minute misconduct penalties. And kind of interesting because Zierden, who has 4 goals in this game, not someone that you expect to see in that sort of penalty situation. Scadillo has just been a hard-working defender this game, and for them to both go off for misconduct penalties, and watching it not too far away from our broadcast location, it didn't look like that type of play, but that's why we're up here and the officials are down there on the field with the whistles in their pockets in their hands.
Definitely, and this is going to be interesting to see if Colorado State Pueblo can come back. Who's going to step up? Because Zierden, as you mentioned, 4 of the 6 goals now in the penalty box, so this kind of helps the Spartans as the best scorer today for the Thunderwolves now out for 2 minutes.
Yeah, you don't like to see one of your hardest working defenders be sidelined for 2 minutes due to a penalty, but if it's going to be a trade-off that you get the opposing team's leading scorer, then I guess if you're Coach Kelly Gallagher, you'll take it. This is Carly Vaccaro with it now to Allie Poplar. Poplar, with 2 CSU Pueblo defenders in front of her, now 1, flips a pass into Forrester. Forrester, as now we're starting to see a change as Megan Singleman is out there for UT. And this is Forrester. Forrester, a nice little move there, and couldn't shake free. The defender turned over as Brittany Smith is there on the takeaway. Smith, a little bit of speed, being chased down by Vaccaro and pushes a pass up ahead to Kennedy Cantrell. Cantrell in the near corner. Game clock is down to 7:40 here in the second half. A 6-goal lead for the Spartans. And with it now is Allie Butler for the Thunderwolves. Her pass to Elise Ingram. In front now, shot coming Sutter. A nice save made there off the stick of Cantrell. And Sutter quickly outlets for Allie Poplar, who's being chased. She gets it ahead to Shannon Sweeney quickly. Now this is Vaccaro. Vaccaro on the move, daring the defender Brittany Smith as she goes one-on-one against her and pushes a pass quickly to the back line. Lauren McNeil, Shannon Sweeney has a little bit of room, shoots and scores!
What a change of events, Bruce. The biggest save of the day by far by Sutter there. It's a 2-goal differential. Thunderwolves go from potentially cutting it to 5 to Shannon Sweeney answering on the other end. 7-goal lead now for the Spartans. And you wonder if it's desperation time right now for the Thunderwolves as they're tasked and they're having a meeting on the defensive side trying to figure out how to defeat this Spartans team that's been, defeating them pretty much throughout the course of the game.
Shannon Sweeney picking up her 9th goal of the season.
Sodexo University Dining Services by Sodexo allows you to choose from 27 dining stations serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night snacks. The official concessionaire of UT Athletics is Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for our variety and hours.
Allie Poplar set here going with Leah Newman on this draw. And on the far side of the field, JC Sterrett making her way onto the field for UT. As I mentioned, Singleman and now JC Sterrett taking the field. So, although Sterrett, this is actually her 11th game of the season, she's not one of UT's starters. So, with the McNeils and the Singlemans and the Sterretts starting to come out, and the game clock now down to less than 7 minutes, and the lead 7 goals, Kelly Gallagher obviously feeling confident enough in her Spartans players that she can give a few other players an opportunity to see the field that don't normally game in and game out. As we have a whistle here, stopping play with 6:47 to go.
Yeah, smooth sailing right now for the Spartans. We mentioned Kelly Gallagher seems pretty comfortable with this lead, getting some new faces out there, is looking to rest some key players. They prepare for Sunshine State Conference matchup Wednesday with Florida Tech.
And there's a shot that I know that she got all of it. Horton able to make the save. You know, for all the goals that Tampa has put up this afternoon, we haven't seen much from Tampa's top 2 point getters coming into today. Rachel Crawford and Amanda Rahm were tied for the team lead coming into this afternoon. They each had 31. Now, mind you, Rachel Crawford does have 2 assists. Nothing from Amanda Rahm. And it goes back to that balanced attack counter that you talked about earlier that is a luxury for a coach to have, although at the same time, you do wonder, with still over 6 minutes left, if maybe there isn't an Amanda Rahm goal still somewhere left in the script.
Something definitely we'll look to see, but getting back to your point, it's been people all season long like Amanda Rahm working the X. She's been one of the main catalysts, but today it's been Maggie Gladden, Caraway, Crawford. We're seeing different people step up in moments where they really need some answers. We saw the Thunder Wolves get out of the gate with some emphatic play. We got a goal, almost 2 goals, but the Spartans answered very nicely, and I do expect to see Amanda Rahm get on the board here with still over 6 minutes to play.
Well, and for Amanda Rahm, it's been a very balanced contribution throughout 2018. She came into this game with 13 goals and 18 assists, so she's not necessarily going to kill you by lighting you up with 3-4 goals a game, but she's still a player that you need to account for game in and game out, as her Spartans teammates have it on the far side of the field in front of her own sideline, running it down. That was Abby Cacagna, as it's taken down in behind the CSU Pueblo net. That's Sengelman out in front for Vaccaro. Doesn't connect as it's turned over and pushed up ahead by Leah Newman. And now there's a pass that's going to miss, and JC Sterrett will be there to pick it up for UT. Sterrett up ahead to Sengelman. Sengelman across the Thunderwolves line. Has some room, and opts for Carly Vaccaro as she pushes it down behind the net to Lauren McNeil. McNeil, Rahm, a long pass up top to Swanson. Swanson over to Kosubinski. Kosubinski on the move, puts her shoulder down, takes it through the slot. The shot hit the crossbar, and the rebound, they battle for it. 3 of them, and now it's a jump ball, and the whistle goes. Stopping play with 4:47 left. And it looks like this one will go against the Thunderwolves.
A jaw-dropping stat here, Bruce. 42 shots for the Spartans, only 15 for the Thunderwolves. That's been the key difference in this one.
There is Amanda Rahm, and she goes down. And another whistle, quickly stopping play again. Amanda Rahm looking for the strawberry up on her thigh as she went to hit the ground there, courtesy of 2 Thunderwolves defenders. And that one intended for Swanson misses, but Carly Vaccaro is there to pick it up. And the Spartans in control here. Amanda Rahm once again. I'm stealing that term from softball, and I think I'm citing the wrong fruit. Maybe it's a raspberry that they call it that you get on your leg, but could be influenced by strawberries over in Plant City. Pushed behind the net, UT here on the attack. That's Lauren McNeil, clock down to 4:15. And Claire Swanson, who has 4 goals this afternoon, looking for more. Swanson has the slot, scores! Her 5th goal of the game, amazing. Claire Swanson bouncing that one past Anne-Marie Horton. And the route is on.
The 27th goal of the season for Claire Swanson. And it's just really easy. You see the Spartans started the formation with all their players on the left side, and they wanted Swanson to start on that left side and navigate her way across to the right side so she could get a decent angle. That she did. She won the one-on-one battle after flying by her defenders with Horton. And 14-6 Spartans, they are in cruise control right now. Quick word from the Outpost, located at the edge of campus on Kennedy. The Outpost offers an affordable classic menu. If you are a loyal Tampa Spartan fan, come post up at the Outpost. And Krispy Kreme, for generations, Krispy Kreme has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Visit our nearest Krispy Kreme on West Kennedy. Krispy Kreme, serving hot donuts now.
A big afternoon for Claire Swanson, as she has 5 goals, which is only 1 less than the entire Colorado State Pueblo team, as we are down to 4 minutes left here in the second half. And a pass by the Thunderwolves that's picked up by Allison Werscher right in front, and a backhand shot and a whistle stopping play as we're down to 3:50, and a UT player slow in getting up. Looks like that might be Paige Johnson. And Johnson is going to put the ball back in play. It looks like we might have a penalty here on the far side of the field. It's Leah Newman heading over to the penalty area for the Thunderwolves. And indeed, Paige Johnson is all right, and will put the ball back in on the official's whistle. And there it is, and she does. Johnson on the run, crosses her own line. Johnson out to midfield now. Paige Johnson still on the run, right past her own sideline, and carries on into the Thunderwolves end of the field, and finally a pass now for Sengelman. Sengelman into the corner to Caraway, and she'll send it back up top. Mallory Wines, a pass in front for Eber, and 3-4 defenders around her, as the Thunderwolves were able to cause a turnover, but no. Taken right back by UT, as Abby Kakanya was there, and moves it quickly to Lauren McNeil. Now to Caraway behind the net.
These Spartans are relentless. After a turnover, they jump right back at you. They're looking to cause adversity, and it's been really overwhelming for the Thunderwolves. They have not had anything easy today.
Less than 3 minutes to go. Sengelman to Mallory Wines, and over to Kosubinski. Ayla Kosubinski met there, leaves it for Caraway instead. Caraway backing up. And Kosubinski's going to try it again. A spin move there. Kosubinski, almost a third defender on her, so she outlets to Caraway. Nice pass and a shot. Oh, kick saved by Horton, as Claire Swanson was going for the double hat trick. And another whistle with 2:21 to go here. And for some reason, the clock continuing to run.
You got to love to see the Spartans. They have an 8-goal lead, but they are not stopping or slowing down whatsoever. They are playing a full 60 minutes of lacrosse, and this has been one to remember if you're a Tampa Spartan fan.
They did finally stop the clock at 2:14. Obviously, it has resumed, as this is Abby Kakanya on the run now, taking it all the way down in behind the CSU Pueblo net. Over for Sengelman. To Swanson. And up top for Caraway. Kosubinski down low. That's Lauren McNeil behind the net. McNeil, Eber calling for it in front. And it's sent up top to Sengelman instead, and now Caraway with it. Wines. And McNeil was cutting through, called for it. They couldn't get it to her, as Natalie Caraway chases that one down, and it will be turned over. So CSU Pueblo taking over with 1:23 left in the game. That was Morgan Monahan. Pass up ahead, and hold on. as play is stopped with 1:13 remaining. And CSU Pueblo is going to take a timeout.
Thunderwolves.
Interesting decision there by the Thunderwolves, but Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. Doubletree by Hilton Tampa Airport West Shore. Book a beautiful room or suite. Our newly renovated Tampa Doubletree Hotel on Cypress, just minutes from the University of Tampa.
And it looks like Coach Kelly Gallagher is going to get another one of her players into the game that doesn't regularly see playing time. In fact, Kylie Yang, who I'm referring to, will be appearing in just her second game of the season. And mind you, it might have something to do with the very noticeable leg brace that she has on. And I'm trying to figure out now as the teams come out of their huddles on the sideline. She was out on the field and the timeout was called, and now I do see her with the right leg brace around her knee as she heads back into the defensive end. So Kylie Yang making her second appearance.
Important for everybody to get reps as we have 73 seconds left of regulation. Never know when one might be called upon. So
and Yang is another freshman, so a good opportunity for her to get a little bit of playing time here, even if it is just for the remaining 1:13 game. And CSU Pueblo getting ready to put it in play from just outside their line as Morgan Monahan sends a pass over for Rachel Welsen. And now here comes Brittany Smith. Smith connects in the pass with Taylor Christensen. They watch there by Lauren McNeil. And Monahan picks it up ahead to Werscher. Werscher has Emily Brewer with her, and it's turned over as Abby Kakanya takes that one away. And Kakanya sprints quickly across midfield. 45 seconds left. Kakanya on the run. Works past the defender. Abby Kakanya working hard here on this possession. And she's checked and loses possession as the Thunderwolves try to start back. Werscher, a long pass up ahead. That one connects with Hope Lambert. Lambert on the run. And that is Kylie Yang watching her. Lambert with a spin move and a whistle stopping play with 20.3 seconds remaining. And this one against the Spartans. So Hope Lambert with an opportunity here. And Lambert on the restart shoots, misses, and right there is Emily Eller to keep things moving for the Thunderwolves in front. They score! I believe that was Taylor Christensen, and it comes with 10.9 seconds left. And this one may end up sounding like an NFL score, even though we're
Goal, Colorado State University, number 12, Taylor Christensen, the assist to number 2, Allison Werscher.
Indeed, getting the goal.
give a lot of credit to this Thunderwolf team, not giving up despite the score, playing hard to the finish. They get another goal. Good for them. 14-7. Presumably will be the final score here, but we still have 11 seconds to play. A lot can happen.
It's the 29th goal of the season for Taylor Christensen. She is third on the team in that category. And now we will see Leah Newman and Allie Poplar for presumably what should be the last draw of this game. Allison Werscher with the assist on the Christensen goal. And as Connor mentioned, 11 seconds left, and that one's picked up by Claire Swanson. And as much as she might want her sixth goal of the game, time will run out as the horn sounds to end the game, and the Spartans get back in the winning column, bouncing back from their defeat on Tuesday as they win this afternoon 14-7 over Colorado State Pueblo, and UT's record improves to 9-4.
And with a final score of
Colorado State Pueblo
14-7,
drops their
Tampa wins the
straight
game.
to fall
On
to
behalf of
1
both the
and 8.
University of
As
Tampa
I
and
mentioned, the
Colorado
big
State
score for
University
the
of
winners
Pueblo,
this
thank you
afternoon,
for
Carter
coming to today's
Swanson
game. The
with 5
Spartans will be
goals.
back on Wednesday,
The
April
winners also
4th,
get
when they welcome the
contributions
Panthers of
from Maggie
Sparta
Glenn,
right
Caroline
here at the
Forster,
Namoli Family
Taylor
Stadium
Kosovitz,
at
Carly
4
Picaro, all
p.m.
with 2 goals each, and 1 off the stick of Shannon Sweeney for Colorado State Pueblo. Alex Zierden, the big scorer, she had 4 goals, and their other 3 obviously were single tallies: Maxine Bartholomew, Taylor Christensen, and Elise Ingram. Final shots on goal, wow, Conrad, as you mentioned, quite notable, as 32-13, the shots on goal in favor of UT, and they really dominated most aspects of the game. Draw controls 15-8, and even turnovers. The Thunderwolves had 29, although it should be noted that the Spartans unfortunately had 24. Bridget Sutter goes the distance in goal and gets the victory for UT. She made 6 saves. The Spartans will remain home, taking on Florida Tech on Wednesday at 4 p.m. in a Sunshine State Conference game. And this afternoon they are victorious and improve their record to 9-4 as they get ready for Sunshine State Conference action in their next outing. For today, I'm Bruce Wozniak. Thank you to Connor Moore and to Andre Pyatt. Our broadcast here on TampaSpartans.tv. Thanks. Have a great afternoon.
Awesome.